Hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. My apologies for the slightly late start, and we'll get going right away. So, a little shake, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, whatever feels good. Excuse me. I think I'm also coming down with a little cold, so apologies in advance for any sneezing. All right, let's roll the shoulders. Inhale forward and up, exhale back and down. Change direction, inhale back and up, exhale forward and down. Okay, let's go back to rolling back. Okay, keep the arms loose. Let's plant the feet and we'll just swing side to side a few times. Okay, come back to center. Let's step the feet together. So we'll do some side bends. So today our class will be a little bit focused on the sides of the body. So we're going to start with really loose, relaxed side bends. So like we do in Qigong. So we inhale, fill up with fresh energy. Exhale, one ear towards one shoulder, and we let ourselves hang. The knees are a little bent, and we just hang, arms just totally loose. We inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. And again, just let ourselves hang. The arms are loose and heavy, head loose and heavy, and we just let go, let go, let go, let go. And we can take any extra breaths we may need. So let's continue. So the basic breath is inhale, center, exhale, over. But if it's more interesting, you can take an extra breath or two while you're hanging or in the middle. So let's just go at our own pace. That's one of the great things about online yoga is we can do whatever we want. I mean, we always can, but a little more freedom when we're at home. A couple more. Okay, come back to center. So we'll keep the feet together. Now we'll make the legs a little more active. So let's press the feet into the earth. So same concept, but the arms up. So we can interlace, except for the index, make this shape. We'll press both feet into the floor, and we can also start to gently engage the core. So we can think of the core knitting together. So the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hips moving towards one another, even when the arms are up. So we inhale, keep pressing the feet into the floor, exhale to one side. When you feel ready, inhale center. Exhale to the other side, pressing both feet into the floor. Let's continue with our own breath. And the exact same thing, if you want to take an extra breath anywhere, please feel free. A couple more. Okay, come back to center, release the arms. So step into a warrior two. And if you have blocks, let's bring them close by. If you don't have blocks or you don't feel like getting them or whatever, don't worry about it. We can also do this with our own bodies, so the blocks are not completely necessary. Okay, so warrior two. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Now let's just take our time to get into it. So we'll circle our front knee. Always looking for what we can relax. Okay, change direction, circle in the other direction. All right, let's land into the warrior two. And we'll just start regular warrior two. So look over the fingertips of the front hand, same side as the bent knee. Sink into those legs and engage the legs. So let's imagine we want to rip our mats apart. Gentle engagement in the core. So like a little lift from the lower belly. And long, deep breaths. Okay, straighten the front leg, turn the front hand up, and lean back. So now we're looking for that side opening again. With an inhale, come back to warrior two. If your leg muscle gets a little cramped, you could do a little shift. You might have just heard my hip pop. Okay, so warrior two, just 2 or 3 breaths. We're using this more as a transition pose. So get a good bend through the leg, strong, steady legs. And then we'll keep the legs as they are. Bring the forearm down. And now open up our other side body. Okay, so we can stay here, or if you have your blocks, you can bring your block outside or inside the foot. Just to go a little lower if you want, not at all necessary. 5 more breaths we'll aim for. Okay, with an inhale, swivel up. Take a breath or two. We can relax the arms, shift the hips. So we're getting ready for triangle. So we can have the hand on the block or the hand on the leg. The block can be inside the leg or outside the leg. Okay, float the arms up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, tilt. Let your back hip kind of like round forward. Tilt as much as you comfortably can. Drop the hand to the leg or the block. So once you feel comfortable in the lower body, the upper arm, instead of having it up, we'll reach it overhead so we can keep opening the side body. But of course, if you prefer the hand on the hip, that's absolutely fine. Five more if it's okay. Okay, pressing those feet, swivel up. Turn the feet in. So both sets of toes facing forward. So you might want to take the blocks with you. Actually, let's go ahead and take at least one, but I'll take two to be a good example. Okay, so we'll do a forward bend and then a rotation. So hands on hips. We can start by opening up through the chest. Take a couple breaths here. Nice inhale. And then from those hips, let's tilt. And once we get about halfway, we can bring the hands to the blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could use the edge of a chair, or you could just keep your hands on the hips or the legs. So 2 or 3 breaths here. Again, let's think of the core knitting together. So just like shorten the distance between the hips and the lower ribs. Gently draw the belly in. Okay, so we'll add a rotation. So we can keep the blocks at this height or bring them down. We'll bring one to the center. So you see what height feels good for you. And then the other hand comes to the sacrum. So we'll try to keep the sacrum flat, like we can rest a little teacup there. And then draw the top shoulder up. So getting a rotation, but keeping the sacrum level. If this is very comfortable, you could lift the arm, but it's not necessary. See what your body likes. Let's take a few breaths. Okay, come out of it and just relax for a moment in the forward bend. So let's let ourselves hang as much as it feels good. If it's possible, you could rest the head on the block, either the forehead or the crown of the head. Okay, let's set up for the other side. So place the block the way you need it. Support the other hand. Back hand comes to the sacrum. Keep it nice and flat. And then keeping the sacrum level, bring the top shoulder up. And then see if you want that arm up or down. So whichever feels better for you for this side of the body. We don't have to do the same thing on each side all the time. Okay, when you're ready, come out of it. So we'll just hang again in our forward bend, a couple breaths. All right, press into those. Come up halfway, hands to hips. Take press into the feet. Come all the way up. Okay, if the legs need a little break before the other side, go ahead, give it a shake. We'll set up the blocks for our extended side warrior, and if you're using them for triangle, so just on the other side. And then when you feel ready, let's set up for our warrior two, other side. Okay, so we get our legs in the basic shape, and we start by circling the front knee. Change direction. Land in the warrior two. So again, draw up from the low belly. Sink through the legs and activate the legs like we want to rip apart our mats. Straighten the front leg, turn the front palm up, lean back. Inhale, come back to center, back to the warrior two, bend the knee. Take a few breaths. Get strong in those legs again. And let's extend it. So we'll bring the forearm to the thigh. Top arm comes over. Now we can keep the forearm to the thigh, or we can bring the block inside or outside the foot. So see what you feel like for today. Two more. Press into those feet. Come back up. Ooh, we can straighten the leg, relax the arms for a moment. Shift in the hips. Getting ready for triangle. So if you know you like the block on the outside, you can put it there. If you like it on the inside, you can leave it there. And if you prefer doing the triangle without a block, just put it aside. All the ways are good. Float the arms up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach. When you can't reach anymore, drop the hand, see where it lands. See if you want to use the block. And again, the top arm, we could keep it up like normal or reach it over and get into that side opening a bit more. So whatever works for you, let's breathe. Two more. Okay, press into the feet. Come up. Turn the feet in. So again, the feet parallel, toes pointing forward. So you could do another forward bend with the hands on the blocks, or we could try a version with the hands interlaced behind the back. So this one can sometimes feel scary because we don't have the hands to support us. So see how you feel. If you don't want to deal with that, just take the blocks or keep the hands on the hips. Okay, so if you do want to interlace behind the back, pull back, open the chest. Let's take a few breaths. Nice inhale. And with the exhale, tilt from those hips. Strong legs. Go as far as you comfortably can. And let the arms kind of fall over if that works for you. See if you can relax the head and the neck. A few more. Okay, push into the feet. If you have the hands interlaced, imagine someone's pulling you up from the hands. And come out of it. Okay, give ourselves a little shake. We'll do a short balance sequence. So let's lift up the toes, spread the toes, grab the mat. Do that twice more. Lift, spread, grab. Last one. Lift, spread, grab. Keep the connection with the earth. Draw up from the low belly. Imagine knitting the core together. So just shortening that space between the lower ribs and the hips. You can also think of going across lower ribs from one side to the hip on the other side. All right, let's find a tree pose. Any version of tree. Have a foot that's up in the tree, put it down, shift the weight, open the arms, and come into star. Okay, come out of it. Again, lift the toes, grab the mat. Take a breath or two. Gently draw in from the low belly. And when you're ready, find your tree on the other side, wherever it wants to be. Put the foot down, open up the arm, shift the weight, star. And come out of it. Give ourselves a little shake. Okay, let's make our way down to the mat. So it's probably a good time if you have socks or any extra clothing, you can gather them, put your stuff on, and we'll do a few seated poses. So you might like to be sitting on a couple of folded blankets or even your blocks. So to start, we'll just join me where I am, bring the soles of the feet together, and we can do a little butterfly. Just a little movement through the legs, relax the shoulders, and let's breathe into those hips. Perfect. Okay, bring the knees together. We'll extend the legs forward. I'll just go to the side so you can see better. Okay, legs extended forward. We'll just take 2 or 3 breaths in our staff pose. So you can absolutely have the knees bent, like pretty dramatically. It'll make it easier to have a long spine. And if you're sitting on something, that'll make it easier too. So just a couple breaths. Arms can be resting or up, whatever you prefer. Okay, once you're happy with that, bring the arms down if they're up. Let's bend one leg. We'll start with our usual twist. So we can have the foot inside or outside. Bottom leg is engaged, so pulling the toes towards us. Interlace around the knee, open up through the chest. Long, deep breaths. Let's take it into the twist. Twisting towards the bent leg. Spine stays nice and long. Bottom leg is engaged. Okay, when you're ready, back to center. Pick up the bent leg, give it a rock. Circle. Other direction. Foot inside the thigh. So if your leg is really hanging here, just put a blanket, a pillow, your block, something underneath it. Okay, so we'll twist. Same twist. Hand on the knee, back hand behind. Take a few breaths. Bottom leg engaged. Keep the rotation in the torso. The hand that's on the knee, put it on the long leg. Inhale, lengthen even more through the spine. As we exhale, let's slide down this leg. So the back hands can either brace the back thigh, bringing it down, or we can continue that same shape we've been working on. Bring it over. Your head can be neutral, down, or up. Long, deep breaths. 2 more. Okay, with an inhale, come up. Keep the shape of the legs. And let's just do a little twist to the other side. So towards the long leg. Okay, come back to center. Now we're going to do a pose where we let the back round. So if you have any issues with slip discs or herniated discs, avoid the rounding part and keep the spine long. But if your back is okay, let's do it. So this bent leg, we'll put the foot on the floor. So we'll try to keep both sit bones moving down into the ground. This one will want to lift For sure. Well, imagine pushing the foot of the bent leg forward and pulling the long leg back. So, like we're scissoring the legs. This outer arm outside the bent leg, bring it on the inside. We'll reach towards the foot to whatever degree we can. Keep both legs active and just let ourselves hang. So here we can let the back round. And it's not completely passive. We can still engage the core to help us round the back. So we can knit the front of the core together. Two more. Okay, come out of it. We can shake out the legs. Excuse me. Okay, so we'll start everything on the other side. So the whole thing. So we'll start with the staff pose. So if you want the knees bent, go for it. It's just easier to keep the spine long. Arms up or down, a few breaths. See if you can knit the core together. Find a little lift from the low belly. Okay, we'll release the arms. Lengthen the bottom leg. See where we want to put the bent leg, inside or outside. Interlace around the knee. Long spine. Long deep breaths. Relax those shoulders. Breathe with the belly. I like to keep it relaxed here. See if I can feel the belly pushing against the thigh. Okay, when you're ready, twist towards the bent leg. Backhand comes behind. Okay, come back to center. Pick up the leg, give it a rock. Circle. Other direction. Okay, foot inside the thigh. And we go into the same twist. So hand to knee, backhand behind. Keep the rotation in the torso. Take the hand from the knee onto the long leg. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, slide. The back hands can either brace the back thigh or come up overhead. Position your head however you like. And let's breathe. 2 more. Okay, come up out of it. And we'll twist to the other side. Okay, back to center. Foot comes to the floor. So again, if there's any slip disc, herniated disc issues, you can do the same shape, the arm inside the leg, but just leaning forward and keeping the spine long. If you're okay to round, same thing, the arm comes on the inside. First, engage the leg, so it's like the long leg is pulling back and the short leg is pushing forward. The sit bone will want to lift. We'll just do our best to keep it down. We'll just round over. Reach the arms, the hands, wherever they reach. And draw in through the front of the core. Okay, come out of it when you're ready. And we'll make our way down onto the back. So if there's anything you want to get together for relaxation, any extra clothing or blankets or props, just grab whatever you need and then come on down. Okay, we'll start. Take your time. We'll start knees to chest, hands on the knees. Inhale away. Exhale to the chest. Do a few. Okay, feet come to the floor. Let's pick one leg up. Hold on behind the knee with the fingers, beside the knee with the thumbs. Have the leg 90 degrees. It's not easy to tell, but basically we don't want to be able to see our own toes. Let's circle that ankle. Other direction. Okay, give that leg a shake. Okay, now if possible, we'll hold on behind the thigh. If you have a strap, you could use it around the foot. Let's press up through the heel, down through an imaginary back pocket, and forward through the hamstring. So if you do have the hands around the thigh, you can press into the hands. We'll just take a few breaths. Okay, let it go. Lift up the other leg, fingers behind the knee, thumbs alongside the knee, leg at 90 degrees as best as we can. Let's circle the ankle. Other direction. Okay, shake it out. It's one of those exercises that look easy but can be pretty intense and is the type of thing that would be really beneficial to do regularly. Okay, so if you can, hold on behind the thigh, go for it. If not, use a strap or just keep the leg up somewhere. So we're not here too long. We're just pressing up through the heel, down through the imaginary back pocket, forward through the hamstring. A few breaths. Okay, let it go. Let's just toss those legs side to side. Okay, feet on the floor. And just a quick shoulder release before relaxation. Hold on to the elbows above the shoulders. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. Go with your breath. Head and neck relaxed. And the next time we come to center, change the cross of the arms. Whatever arm is on top, put it in the back. And again, inhale, center. Exhale, over. Okay, back to center and release. One last set of twists. Any version that you like. And once you're happy with the twist, set yourself up for relaxation. So if you have any sensitivities in the low back, you can open up the feet, lean the knees in one to the other. If your low back feels fine, you can stretch the legs out along the floor. And if you have any props to make this more comfortable, just grab them. So maybe support under the knees, maybe a pillow if you need it. Check out the positioning of the head. We want the chin gently tucked in, forehead sloping down. And once we've done everything we can do to make ourselves warm and comfortable, let's give ourselves permission to relax. Let ourselves let everything That's very, 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 very gentle. Start to wake the body mind and inviting movement once it feels good. Give ourselves a full body stretch. And once nice and stretched, knees to chest. And let's do a few double knee tucks. Inhale the knees away. Exhale to the chest. Go with your breath. And next time knees come to chest, we can rock side to side. And all the way to one side. Rest in a fetal position, curling into ourselves. And when you're ready with the strength of the arms, press up. Let's make our way to any comfortable seated position. As always, you can absolutely sit on some blankets, the blocks, or whatever. Let's close our practice by just taking a moment with ourselves and somewhere on the heart center, other hand somewhere on the belly. We can imagine an upward pull through the crown and let ourselves relax into relaxing into the movement of our natural breath. And if there's anything you'd like to silently say to yourself, maybe something sweet like, and I love you, or maybe you'd like to offer some self compassion, forgiveness, or words of encouragement. Let's just take the next few breaths to offer ourselves whatever we may. Okay, when you feel ready, gently release the hands. Let's close with a bow, acknowledging, honoring the light, love, and wisdom within ourselves, within each other, and within all. Namaste. The divine in me honors the divine in. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a good practice and that you have a great day. So I'll see you Thursday over on Google Meet and then Friday back here on YouTube. Thank you again and take care. Bye.